Hello. My phone died. Well, rather it overheated. So I'm going to take this opportunity to sharpen this thing because it's very dull. I've got a puck sharpener. It's two-sided, coarse and medium. I'm putting it in a container of water to fill it up. Some people use oil. I use water. I don't really like to mess with oil. I'm putting it in the water until it completely saturates with water. There's a bunch of bubbles. I don't feel like we're messing with the phone right now, but it's saturating currently. Edge is dull and chipped, which makes cuts very difficult. It's basically like hitting hitting things with just I don't know, side of a sign. Either way, I'm gonna use the coarse side first. In a clockwise rotation. I'm just gonna pass it along the blade, matching the angle. Giving a little extra attention to any burrs. Oil might work better, but I don't really have time for oil. It's messy. It's not like I'm trying to be super precise with these things. It's fine enough to cut limbs with a blunt edge most of the time, so a lightly sharpened edge makes a world of difference. I've sharpened hatchets to a razor's edge before, and that makes it really easy. But for things like brush, a hatchet isn't that great. I've experimented with one for a while, but machetes are best for yard work and young trees. The hardest part is probably making sure that angle is appropriate for the edge. And I only barely learned how to sharpen. It's important to rinse the, I don't know what it's called, the metal and stone. Slurry. I'm going to do it counterclockwise for a little while. I don't expect to spend a lot of time sharpening this, but while my phone's charging, I might as well put a small edge on it. And the trick is doing it regularly. Rather than spending a lot of time once, it's best to do a good, decent amount of work regularly. Because it'll just improve and it's easier to sustain that way. I prefer to just sharpen it maybe once every time I do some work with it, or whenever I feel like it, before, during, or after doing some work. A good sign of if it's doing a decent job sharpening is if it removes the rust on the edge of the blade. This tool hasn't been used in a while. And then of course, occasionally wipe off the graininess from the edge so that it doesn't get in the way. It's been a while since I did a hefty amount of yard work. Been having some internal organ problems, which makes it to where I start to puke if I do too much. So I'm having to be slow and pathetic. Anyway, let's do the other side. Little circular movements are good for grinding down notches and burrs. With a kitchen knife, it's better to do solid strokes, like single strokes. But again, I've never taken any classes. I've just watched some YouTube videos and practiced a bunch. But even a slight edge makes a difference when dealing with little trees, especially living ones, because they're a little more flexible, so they're more likely to bend. So sharpening the blade makes a difference. Yeah, that's a bit sharper already. I don't really need a tip because I'm not doing anything to stab. And I have some pretty significant notches from hitting things that weren't living. Rocks and metal and all that. The rust isn't such an important problem for me because this was a very inexpensive blade and I use it infrequently, which, you know, I know I'm lazy. I should take better care of my things, but my life exploded both in how much crap I have to take care of, how much land I have to take care of, the level of responsibility I have to have over a person. And it's a little better. Still has a pretty significant number of notches and things. The saw side is useful, but it's entirely unsharp. It's useful for things that hacking isn't such a great tool for. So I do use it as a saw as well. It's one of the best tools I've ever had, and the grip is very good. I enjoy it quite a bit. And this is the Puck. I ordered it on Amazon. This is the sharpening stone that I'm using. I wanted something that would pack easy, and a square stone is not great for packing. This, however, would fit in a pack very well. And then I'm gonna just wash it off to get all the grit off of it, and then put it somewhere for it to dry. So this is me taking a break from yard work while my phone charges. Normally I wouldn't, but I'm starting this, this series of opening my life to you, whoever you are. And this is one of my favorite tools. Plus it makes me feel like I'm cutting down things with swords, and I like swords. I'm a simp for swords. Anyway, this is my life. Simple as it is, yet my brain is waking up again after years of immobilizing injury. I'm starting to gain my foot strength. I can't bend my toe all the way. And that kind of sucks because the big toe, the proximal phalanx, broke on one of them. Just diagonal bustedness. And it made me, I've been walking on my heels for a few years now because of the damage to my toe and my ankle, and it's screwed up my as in twisted up my posture and my movement. quality. In addition to that, I spent so long on crutches that I have this like hunch. But walking on crutches for a couple years, well, it really makes the arms a lot stronger, I found. So when I broke my ankle, I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna treat it as I can't train my foot right now. I'm gonna just train my arms. And I would really push through on them crutches, man. I would give everything that I didn't have in my feet to my arms. And, you know, just adapt and learn the new lesson. So that's about it for now. A little intermission. Prepare my trusty machete for its next duties. See you in a bit.